of Mr. Tayab's most favourite models of floor care machine, the Vax Mach Air. This is one that I now own. I haven't meant to own a Vax Mach Air, but now we have a very nice red one for us to do something with. I'm hoping just a nice gentle refurb and then off it can go and be sold. So let's have a look, see what dirt might be hiding within, see what it might actually need. I'm hoping it doesn't need a full refurb, just needs a little bit of a wipe down, although this back wheel is a little bit iffy to push around. Let's have a look at what was a very popular vacuum cleaner. Hello, my vacuum cleaner and Vax chums. How are you today? Yes, this is an older Vax Air. You can tell because nowadays they have changed this handle. They've probably changed lots of other bits as well. I'll be honest, I'm not a massive follower of Vax Mach Airs, but I've seen enough of this generation to know what we need to have a look at. So we have our wand, and despite all that movement, that is a very good wand. What happens with these when they get, not even a lot of use, some moderate use, is this just gets so worn down that the whole thing will just start to slip and be a horrible experience. Also very clean, because this is the wand. You take the hose, which, well, we may as well start with now. Look, this has its optional extension hose. There we go. Here, yeah, they didn't all, well, some of them came with it. This red one must have been special, but obviously a used one may not come with it nowadays. And yeah, that clicks on to the end of there. This will click on to another hose, which we'll see in a minute, and that's actually not too bad. You get a pretty decent length, and it's a nice stretchy hose, and it's been used by the looks of it, so very cool indeed. Right. Move on to the bin. The bin seems pretty complete and intact. Let's just take out this. Oh, that is a smell. Oh dear, oh dear. Ah, yes, very wet. Oh, very wet. Horrible doggy smell. We're not going to be using this very much before I've got that washed out, Liz. That is honking, but it's there, you know. Could be worse. What's under here? Here will be our, oh gosh, our post-motor filter, which, yeah, hasn't fully fared much better. So probably going to need a full set of those. And oh my goodness, yes, right, this is, let's play Vax Air Bingo. Right, well, first up on your bingo cards will be heat. And, oh, yeah, look, it's pretty much melted the entire housing apart. I mean, that's Vax Bingo number 2. Yeah. Oh, gosh, you are disgusting. Yeah, so that's a bit of a problem. Hopefully, this may not just be a quick wipe down, as I have thought. Oh dear, oh dear. Right, you go back onto there. Yeah, our hose fits on. We have our comically long cable. These come with a humongous cable. The only mild benefit, and I'm guessing whatever the heck the rating plate is on these, yeah, 1200 watts. This is a pre-EU machine because the flex isn't bad. They switched to a really cheap, nasty, thin, well, this is 2-core, but, you know, flat 2-core flex, which is just awful. Destroys itself. We have a pretty much unused combination dusting brush, very nice, and oh, put this back in. Upholstery tool, although if you spent the time cleaning your upholstery with that, you have problems. Let's be honest. Oh, and that clips onto our tool holder there. Lovely. This is, well, the hose. Look, there's a technical warning. Before using the machine, make sure the hose is connected to the base. Yeah, if you don't connect this little hose to the base, then the whole thing never does anything. And this is what clicks onto this hose here. And actually isn't bad because it pulls the machine from the bottom, so it won't tip over in use. And of course, yes, many people try and loop the hose around the handle and plug that one in there because they don't quite know that you're supposed to separate this hose and store this one or lose it completely. Right, let's have a peek at the bottom. Yeah, it doing that isn't a fantastic sign. And what I'd also noticed, I mean, this isn't really Vax bingo, but look, the screws are loose for this connecting piece here. So somebody has been in there before. Oh dear, yeah. Vax bingo number 3, the wheels, they're cheap, nasty wheels. And well, you can see by the amount of white powder that is coming from them that yeah, they are wearing themselves out. Which way do you come out? All the way under here. It's been a little while since I've had one of this here. My mum had one for ages. I got her one, we cleaned it up, probably featured on my channel many years ago for those of you who remember my mum's Vax there. They're not bad things. This one doesn't seem to have had much use. That brush roll does look very good underneath, but the use it has had has been hard and brutal and relentless. Bless its little heart. But that's all there. Nice that you can take the entire top off of this, but I fear we're probably going to have to go deeper. Right, that can go on there. Whatever your problem is. Let's put some of it back together and see what it pulls for an airflow test. I've opened the window so the smell doesn't become unbearable, and if the vacuum cleaner emits an odour, that can disperse itself too. Right, let's pull the airflow test and see if this cloth filter is going to make a difference once it's been refurbished. It runs. I knew it ran. Wow. Wow. 100 Whoa, 115 before the release valve blew. Blimey, that is. Okay. That's a shame. We must have unstuck the release valve. I'll check that in the edit. That was pretty much 115, I think. That was cool slash, well, we might have to see how much difference it is after it's been refurbished, and when we do that I might just put a bit of tape over that so we get that nice reading, without the air valve blowing. That was cool. Right, so yes, it runs. Let's just check that the brush roll etc works. Yeah. But what I don't think will be helping it at all is this filter here. Judging by how that's melted, and that's already very warm. We just take this filter out completely. Let that back on there so we can pop the cyclone back on. I wonder if it'll pull a little bit more now that it can breathe through its exhaust. We might have to sort of hold this. Hang on, if I tip you up, I might be able to hold this with one hand and cover my fingers, cover that air valve with my fingers. No change, so yes, it is looking like it doesn't really matter what the state of the filters are for that test, as long as it runs, we'll be alright. I have seen improvements after though, so I'm not ruling out a before and after test yet. But this is going to be a much bigger task than I thought. It is going to need a fair bit of work, this Vax Air, but I think it might be worth it. It's a red one, they're pretty nice. I reckon it's got some mileage in it. What would you do if encountered with this Vax Air? Would you put the effort into doing it up a bit, or would you just toss it straight in the bin? I think it may not need a full strip down, but problem is it's going to be how much new filters cost for it. So, I'm going to put this before video out and pop this in the pile, and we'll see if anything comes of it, and if it's worth doing something with. And until then, I and some other vivacious facts will see you soon. Bye bye.